Hi, I'm just going to play a 10-minute game and see what happens. Yeah, the same happens as usual. I have to wait a little while for a game to start. Make up something to fill the silence. Okay, Anubhav from India. Okay, just going to say hi and good luck. Okay, King's Gambit. I never accept this gambit. I like both d6 and knight e3. Knight c6. If you play knight c6, you then get the possibility to play d6. So yeah. So he's thinking now because he's expecting that I'm going to play bishop here, and then exactly as in the world favourite, the von Hennig gambit, he would be able to play bishop takes f7 check, and then play the knight here and get a good attack against the king. So I'm not letting that happen. Just development pieces. I'm going to be castling next. I think castling is the correct move for him. I don't like that. Probably the best way to deal with it is to take and then castle. Yeah, I'm gonna take it. If he takes with a pawn, I'll move the knight. If he takes with a bishop, I'll castle. Do I mind moving the knight here? No, I don't. And even if he takes, great for me. Oh, I frightened him off. Maybe she is having genuine connection problems, but I really don't like it when people disconnect suddenly. I mean, he's not in such a bad position. He's not losing here or anything. I would guess it's about level. Maybe a slight advantage to white. Yeah, he abandoned the game. So I'll never say that someone was a good sport if they abandoned the game. Oh, I just did. Well, never mind. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's worth a review. I think I'll give us another game. So I'll try for a new game. Sometimes, oh, it didn't take so long. Japanese player. Again, I'm going to say hi and good luck. Chat's disabled. I'm not going to say hi and good luck. I'm going to waste a few seconds typing. Okay, so a great video this morning from Joe Siroff about the Schliemann defense or the Yenish Gambit. It says Yenish Gambit. It's called both. I don't know why when Schliemann plays it, it's a gambit, and when Yenish plays it, it's a defense. But that's life. Stockfish won with this, and in the video, Josip mentioned a couple of other games. One played by Morozovic, great. I think he beat the Schliemann, and one played by Aronian. So I'm gonna try and track down that Aronian game in the Schliemann or Yenish and analyze that. Oh, yeah, just gonna develop. could of course have played knight here and threatened his queen and bishop at the same time. Dumb. Too busy talking. Not busy thinking. Well, I was thinking actually, but I was thinking that probably the best way to track down a Onion game is by the Lee Chess Masters database. But look at that, I got another chance. Oh no, I can just take it with these knights. Oh, well, I'm just going to castle. It's developments anyway. No, I'm not going to castle. I'm going to defend the pawn. And then I'm ready to castle. And I like my position already. Now we might decide that now's the time to play bishop back to c4 to prevent me from castling. No, he doesn't do that, so that's fine by me. I'll castle. Probably is going to come here. That's fine by me. I'm just trying to work out what's the best way to go about this. I like taking the pawn here. I'm willing to give up the exchange here. I don't know if it makes sense or not, but I'm willing to. Yeah. Yep. Okay. As I said, I'm willing to give up the exchange here. Oh, but of course, if he takes, I don't need to take with the rook. I can say if he takes with the knight and says check, and take with the pawn, and the same if he takes with the. Yeah, okay. I don't need to give up the exchange. That was just nonsense. It's good to have the possibility to play c6 as a fork. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, I'll just get the king out of the way in advance. Or should I take the... I'll take the pawn first. Then get the king out of the way. And then play c6. That seems like the correct order. And when I played c6, I can of course play queen to b6 and have a threat on f2 and b2. So yeah, oh, even better. So we'll just threaten that little bugger. Threaten that little bugger. Yeah, think I'm doing okay here. There is some danger against d6, but I think if he plays a bishop to e3, which I think is his best move, I'll take it and say check. If he takes with the pawn, then I'll take the pawn with the knight and defend the pawn on d6. And if he takes with the queen, I'll take the queen, and then when he takes with the pawn, I'll take with the knight and say check on d6. Then I have to be careful to give myself a square because he will have the threat of playing knight to e7 check. Oh, but then knight to e7 gives him a knight to g5, e7 gives him a threat on d7. But then in that instance, I can just play a d5, and then he can't play d7 check, f7 check, because I'll take the knight. So it all looks to work in my favour. Okay, he doesn't. He realises that doesn't work, and he defends. So I'll come here, pin the knight, and of course the knight on f6 is now free to move about the cabin. Yeah, I'll just happily move that. Can come to g6. Oh, great. Great. Now, how's he going to defend that? Like that, yeah? Okay, I'm better to move the knight to threaten the pawn on. Yeah, okay, I'll just he's got h5, c4 with these knights. Okay, I'm just gonna squeeze him a little bit. So I'm threatening to play a4. Oh well. That's got to be good. Yeah. Take that opportunity. Oh, that can't be good. Yeah, he's maybe thinking he can play his bishop here and that's a wonderful square, but no, it's not. It's a rubbish square. Oh well, yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I can survive that. Yeah, lovely job. Probably play pawn here now, in which case I'll play bishop here. Or maybe I just take. Yeah, might work. Might work just fine. Oh, obviously I'm going to be playing d4 there, d5. Break open a line against his king. And now he hasn't got one of the, before he could have played knight here and threatened the queen. Can't play knight here, of course, because that loses. So, yeah. Okay. Well, maybe it would be prudent to have a rook on here. Just in case he's got any fancy ideas of opening up lines against me. Not allowed. Actually, if he plays the pawn here to open the line, then I've got bishop here, pinning the knight and attacking the pawn at the same time. So I'll do that. Maybe I should have played here first to threaten this. And then he would have had to play here and then play here. Yeah, that was careless. Could have, could have played a finesse, as it's called in chess, when you play another nice little move first before doing your main plan. I think a great deal of what's so good about Magnus Carlsen as a chess player is how often he finds the finesse to just, make things beautiful beforehand. Yes, he's given me an opportunity to play the finesse now. Yes, I'm just going to do that. Threaten mate. Force him to move the pawn and weaken the light squares a little bit more. Great. Because now, if he threatens the bishop, I can now play d4 and open the c file. That's going to be good. Okay. Trying to free his knight there, which isn't a bad idea. Open up the line for the bishop here. He's gonna run out of time before we get to see the end of this game. I would guess that even although material is perfectly even, although I've got the two bishops for the knight, I would guess I'm about 4 pawns up in this instance. Well, okay, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna take that. And say check here. take the pawn here. Then I can come to yeah. When he moves his rook, it's probably going to be a mate. Okay, I'm just going to take a quick review of that game. As I say, I'm not reviewing the first game, it wasn't worth it. Yeah, 79.3. Yeah, it was probably a bit dodgy when I was thinking about the possibility of that exchange sacrifice. That wasn't good thinking on my part. Definitely not. Okay, let's see what my silicon friend has to say. Actually, today's interesting fact, stockfish is Norwegian salted dried fish, which is still made, has been made for hundreds of years as the foundation of the riches of the Hanseatic League. And people call stockfish silicon, but actually the substrate on which the chips are made is thin dried slices of the hardened salted cod. And if you believe that, you'll eat anything you see. But it is good to eat the salted fish, which is actually the salted fish, which is the main ingredient to the national dish in Jamaica, saltfish and akis. That's Jamaica. That in Jamaica, that's Norwegian salted fish, stockfish. It's also very popular in not the national dish in Portugal, but a very popular Portuguese dish called bacalhau, which is made from Norwegian salted fish. It's been exported all over the world for hundreds of years. Okay, interesting little digression, or just two, who knows. Anyway, we go for the Schliemann defence, the Janisch gambit. When Janisch plays it, it's a gambit. When Schliemann plays it, it's a defence. I think my mate Ben Hunt introduced me to this, and he has said some interesting things on his videos where he analyses this opening on Janisch. Not so much on Schliemann, but you know, interesting. It's worth watching them. Okay. Yeah, boot move. Boot move. Yeah, that's not good. It allows me to take the pawn. I should have just done it straight away, taking the pawn. Yeah. Instead of thinking about playing silly things like knight to d4 where he can just take it. I should have, yeah. But that's good. Not the best, but it's good. Okay, and I just defend the pawn. Seems like a mistake to the fish. Well, okay. Yeah, castles. Yeah, that's that's fair enough. E7. This is a mistake. Allows him to win a pawn, but he didn't see that opportunity. He takes his bishop back, and I take with that knight. Which is best? Oh, well, glad I found the best move. And no, actually, even though material is 7 pawns each, yeah, I have an advantage already, and the advantage is that I can eventually play c6 with tempo and expand on the queen side. And he makes that queen side expansion even better by castling into my attack, even though I've not started it yet. Oh, what was best there? Yeah, okay, I understand. I do. It's a good square for the queen, and I can maybe come here, I can maybe come here. Yeah, okay. But, you know, minus 1.3. Best move, minus 1.0. Okay, sorry. Minus 1.04. If, yeah, no. I'm happy with that. Minus 0.98, so with my mistake I've gone down minus 0.06 pawns. I can live with that. Yeah. So it's saying again it wants me to play to queen to e8, a completely different plan, which probably is a better plan, but my plan is to attack on the queen side. Even although I've fainted to do an attack on the king side. Penny's piece first. Comes to this lovely. Said I should have come all the way back, yeah. I can understand that, but then I'm interfering with my rooks, and I don't like disconnecting my rooks. Yeah, great. Yeah, so advancing the pawn creates opportunities for you to target the king's position. Hook. Okay, what was best there? Oh, playing the pawn right away, yeah, okay. Yeah, can understand that. And no, he had a slight advantage until he played f6. I knew f6 wasn't a good move. Yeah, best was probably what I regretted not playing instantly, which was bishop to e3. Oh, rook. Oh, stop it, you silly fish. No, I can call this fish silly all I want. These lines are the best. Doesn't mean I'm going to play them, doesn't mean I'm ever going to see them. Yeah, it wants me to play the bishop first and not the rook, but okay. And now I'm 1.71 up. Said, and that's a bad mistake. Yeah, I liked my idea of opening up that line against the king. Yeah, as I said at this point, said he was going to lose on time, but I guessed I was about 4 up, 3.98 up. This is a good point in time to mention cheating. I really disapprove of cheating. That's why I play unrated games, because I've less chances of meeting a cheater. But I remember when the cheating scandal with Neiman happened, Magnus saying that if he knew what the evaluation is, 1 or 2 times in the game, he would win easily all the time. I can understand that. So what I'm saying is I'm recommending that we cheat. I'm not saying we should use an engine to improve our chess. I'm saying we should do what I've done there. We should guess what the engine evaluation would be. We're not going to get it right all the time. Sometimes we're going to get it wrong. We're still going to lose games of chess. Of course we are. But guessing what the engine evaluation would be is something we get better at. The better we get at it, the better our chess becomes. So, yeah. And now that just lets me get my queen into a very good square, which I do. And now I'm threatening to play queen here, bishop here, queen here, bishop here, and mate. Slow, 3 moves, I've got plenty of time. And now I'm threatening. He's not done anything about that threat. And he lost on time, but as you see, 2.56, I'm threatening to tactically win the rook because I can play bishop here. And he can't move the rook, otherwise he's going to get mated. And if he moves the rook now, then I'm going to say check here and then win this pawn. So, it's over. Yeah, okay. Thanks. Bye.